Namaste, I am Narayanan Komerath. In January of 2022, there was a memorial session in honor of Professor Bhudev Sharma at a mathematics conference in Japan. The written full paper was never submitted to the highly mathematical journal in which they recommended publishing, since I barely passed first year mathematics in university and I didn't feel competent to submit that. So I looked again at the paper and I decided that I had to change the basic question that it asked. I now realize that the real question is not when Indians invented this theorem or that theorem, as mathematicians love to argue. There were no textbooks or writing or drawing when Indians started using math. There are no Greek symbols. Instead, mathematics enabled progress in civilized communities. So Indian mathematics can be used to gauge civilization and technological development. But one must have empathy for the people to understand their culture. I keep trying to say this to historians. You can't write history without having empathy for the people. You can't treat them as writing a history of ants or insects or something like that. These were people. Everything else is subordinate to empathy. So here is a summary of my logic. First, civilization developed in settled communities, not in nomadic tribes, meaning places where people could live together all year round and not have to run away twice a year because of impending winter or drought or whatever. But this was true all over Bharata. And I'll show this. It was always located in a zone where you could live all year round. Secondly, mathematics was integral to society, not a separate subject. Thus, Aryabhatta and Bhaskara are not described as tenured professors of mathematics, but as astronomers. Why? Mathematics was needed for everything. To understand when math developed, I use a countdown technique from Aerospace engineering, which I presented at the last Waves conference in 2020. If something had to happen this second, when was it first conceived, planned? When did the need and the tools for it become apparent and become available? This is the way to trace things backwards. And I conclude by saying that this is all very urgent because it requires capturing the intricacies of languages, local languages and customs from all over the world, especially our hemisphere, and especially South Asia, Southeastern Asia, Central Asia, all these. Languages and culture are rapidly disappearing into WhatsApp and uniformly mediocre modernity. The first point is shown here. For the past 66 million years, at least, long before humans appeared, India has been in a warm climate with plenty of water, plenty of sunshine, and fertile soil. Don't go looking for ruins in our cities because everything has been reused. People have been living continuously for millions of years, perhaps. Secondly, mathematics was also used to generalize and philosophize. Yes, we used zero, and our concept of infinity is beautiful, as I have shown here. Excuse me, please read my interpretation in the paper. We use the concept of complex numbers, the magic of squares, the magic of 4. Look at the pictures below and imagine how these could have happened without mathematics and how long it took to get the technology to the state shown. The bottom left is the Aranmula Kannadi, the Aranmula mirror. Intricate geometry, a very special metal alloy using both the locally available bronze and imported tin. A technological perfection, rugged, reliable, and a nice handle to hold to whack someone on the ear. Next is the Bactrian cup. Wonder what they drank in it, but the intricate embossed art is just thrilling to observe. The brilliantly simple concept of stellar navigation, which is reduced from the infinite series in mathematics and immense database of empirical astronomy models, down to something that a sailor could make and use at night on a rocking boat in the middle of the sea. The carving in Ellora representing Mount Kailash and its surrounding deep valley, carved out of a solid rock. The rigs of the Rig Veda and the music of the Samaveda reveal the secret of how they packaged the entire knowledge base and how they verified the accuracy of what they remembered on lifetime voyages under extreme conditions. Think about it. The complex plane concept for fundamental research of that time, which was, and it's still the topic of fundamental research at present, I've shown that there. Please review it at your leisure. So I argue that the grand challenge of Indian mathematics and history are the same. Reconstruct the evolution of society, technology, literature, and languages of Asia and the Middle East, at least, for at least the past 100,000 years, maybe much longer. Quit worrying about what happened 2,000 years ago or 1,000 years ago and things like that. The time periods that our civilization has been around are much, much longer. And so I get to my conclusions. First, our ancestors, the ancients, used math in everything. Secondly, there were deterministic market forces that drove mathematical development. Deterministic means traceable, reproducible, not random or chaotic. Indian math long predated writing and drawing, so don't go looking for theorems and in texts as evidence of priority. Applications drove innovation with extensive empirical databases. So the grand challenge of Indian mathematics is actually to trace it through advanced mathematics combined with deep traditional knowledge from the entire regions of our ancestors' travels and influence. So please contact me at my email address is very simple, komerath2020@gmail.com to move forward with your math and history and my wild ideas. Dhanyavad.